Over 2,400 years ago, the Greek philosopher Plato wrote about a land unlike any other. He called it Atlantis. A powerful island kingdom blessed with beauty, wealth, and knowledge. But its story is not one of eternal glory. The Atlanteans, for all their greatness, grew proud and greedy. And then, in a single fateful night, the earth shook, the seas rose, and Atlantis vanished beneath the waves, leaving behind nothing but whispers of its greatness. Some say Atlantis was just a fable, a lesson against hubris and greed. But others, they believe Atlantis was real, a lost empire waiting to be rediscovered. Over 2,600 years ago, Solon, the wise Athenian statesman, journeyed to Egypt in search of ancient knowledge. The priests of Neith, guardians of the oldest records, revealed to him a tale that stretched back 9,000 years. A civilization built by Poseidon, they said, thrived beyond the pillars of Heracles, in what we now call the Atlantic Ocean. Poseidon himself claimed the land and shaped it for his descendants. He married a mortal woman named Cleito and made her his queen. To protect her, he encircled their home with great rings of water and land. And from this sacred union, the mighty civilization of Atlantis was born. Poseidon divided the island among their 10 sons, each ruling a portion of the land. But it was the eldest, Atlas, who became king of kings, and the island took his name. From its fertile plains to its glittering shores, Atlantis flourished under their rule, a land of abundance and innovation. At its heart stood the capital, a city unlike any other. Its walls were adorned with gold and silver, and the sacred temple of Poseidon stood tall, its columns encrusted with orichalcum, a rare metal that glowed with a fiery red light and was valued just below gold. Canals wove through the city, connecting it to vast harbors bustling with ships from faraway lands. Atlanteans were master engineers, building towering bridges, intricate waterways, and sprawling fields that yielded endless harvests. They were sailors, merchants, and architects of wonders, and for generations, they thrived in peace and prosperity. But power and wealth have a way of testing even the greatest of civilizations. Over time, the Atlanteans became consumed by their own ambition. They no longer lived in harmony but sought to dominate. Their armies marched beyond their borders, conquering lands across the seas. Soon, their sights turned to Athens. The Egyptian priests spoke of a time when the Atlanteans, with their vast armies and warships, declared war on Athens. But Athens, united with its allies, fought back with unparalleled courage. Against all odds, they drove back the Atlantean forces, a victory that would mark the beginning of Atlantis' fall. Humiliated, the Atlanteans retreated, but this defeat was not the end. The Egyptian priests told Solon that Zeus, angered by their arrogance and corruption, unleashed divine punishment. The earth trembled violently, and towering waves rose from the sea. Atlantis' cities, temples, and harbors were destroyed in a single night, as the entire island sank beneath the ocean. Some say it was the wrath of the gods. Others believe it was a natural disaster, a massive earthquake or volcanic eruption triggering tsunamis that engulfed the island. Atlantis was gone, leaving behind only whispers of its greatness, a legend that would persist for thousands of years. For centuries, explorers, adventurers, and scholars have followed its trail, piecing together clues to uncover the truth. The Mediterranean has long been a focal point for this search. The Minoan civilization, which thrived on Crete and Santorini, faced devastation around 1600 BC when a massive volcanic eruption reshaped Santorini. The destruction it caused, earthquakes, tsunamis, and ash clouds, erased much of the Minoan culture. In the Atlantic Ocean, other intriguing sites emerge. The Azores Islands rise dramatically from the ocean's depths, their peaks hinting at what might have been a larger, sunken landmass. Near the Bahamas, the Bimini Road adds another layer of mystery. Underwater, perfectly aligned stones stretch out like an ancient road, leading some to believe they are remnants of a lost civilization. And then there is Antarctica, perhaps the most unconventional theory. The Piri Reis map, created in 1513, depicts Antarctica's coastline free of ice. Before it froze, some believe the continent could have been home to an advanced civilization. From the depths of the ocean to the frozen edges of the world, the search for Atlantis has revealed unexpected possibilities. But one place continues to draw the most attention. A formation so unique, so mysterious, some say it could unlock the secrets of Atlantis. This is the Eye of the Sahara, also known as the Richat structure, situated in the Mauritanian desert. This colossal circular formation spans over 40 kilometers and is even visible on Google Maps. Some researchers propose that its striking concentric rings align with Plato's descriptions of Atlantis' capital city. Plato wrote that the city measured 127 stadia, equivalent to about 23.5 kilometers, remarkably close to the diameter of the eye's innermost ring. What makes the eye even more mysterious are the geological studies revealing salt deposits within the structure, a puzzling find in the heart of the Sahara. Could this indicate that the region was once submerged under vast bodies of water as Plato claimed? Or could it hint at an ancient, thriving maritime civilization that has since vanished? But the Sahara is not the last place to hint at the existence of Atlantis. Across the Mediterranean, in Spain's Doñana National Park, lies another contender. Beneath the park's marshlands, archaeologists have unearthed what they believe to be ancient structures: walls, platforms, and canals buried in mud. Theories suggest these ruins could be remnants of a lost city destroyed by floods, fitting Plato's descriptions of Atlantis' sudden demise. And then there is Malta. This small island in the heart of the Mediterranean is home to some of the world's oldest megalithic temples, predating even the pyramids. Malta's ancient history and its location along key ancient maritime routes have led some to speculate that it might hold a connection to the Atlanteans. Could the survivors of Atlantis have migrated here, bringing their advanced knowledge with them? The clues to Atlantis' existence are scattered like fragments of a forgotten puzzle, etched in the sands, hidden beneath the waves, and buried deep in the layers of time. Some say Atlantis was never meant to be a real place, but a lesson. Plato, through his dialogues, may have crafted Atlantis as a warning, a tale to remind politicians and citizens alike that unchecked greed, corruption, and ambition can lead to destruction, like the allegory of the cave, which we previously discussed. Atlantis may symbolize humanity's struggle between illusion and reality, a philosophical tool to illuminate deeper truths. Plato's detailed descriptions of Atlantis, the dimensions of the city, the timeline of its fall, and its connection to Egyptian priests have led many to believe he may have blended fragments of history with philosophy. To them, Atlantis represents a lost chapter of human civilization, buried beneath the waves or the sands of time. The story of Noah's Ark, the Epic of Gilgamesh, and Indian texts like the Matsya Purana all speak of great deluges that reshaped civilizations. These myths share a haunting similarity: the idea of punishment for humanity's excesses. Now, let us turn to Troy. In 1871, Heinrich Schliemann uncovered the ruins of this legendary city in what is now northwest Turkey, near the Dardanelles. Archaeologists found layers of settlements, revealing that Troy had been rebuilt multiple times over the centuries. Its history stretches back to the late Bronze Age, flourishing from around 3000 BC to 1200 BC. Like Atlantis, Troy was described as a grand and powerful city, a hub of wealth, politics, and culture. Both were centers of influence, commanding respect and fear across the ancient world. Yet, their ambition and internal conflicts ultimately led to their downfall. The evidence Schliemann uncovered, including signs of a great war, gave credibility to Homer's tales and proved that myths can carry fragments of truth. Sonar mapping, satellite imagery, and underwater archaeology continue to reveal ruins that challenge our understanding of history. The search for Atlantis is far from over, and each new discovery brings us closer to uncovering its secrets. Atlantis may remain hidden beneath the waves, but some say it is only a matter of time. Hidden truths have a way of rising, just as Troy did when the moment is right. Perhaps the next clue will surface tomorrow, or perhaps it already has.